Hello everybody. I hope you'll be able to see this video okay. I'm not able to have my light on above my desk today as unfortunately I have got the leak back again. So I've had to move everything down a bit and I daren't put the lights on. But anyway, Happy New Year and welcome to the first video kit, which is kit 1/2 2024. And it is the beautiful stitch flowers with the lovely edges, the Michaelmas edges of John's. I'm going to go through what you've got in the kit. So you've got your kit which has the cover sheet, and so I'll go through it with you. You've got your envelope, you've got the sizes of all your mats and what colour card we've used. We've got the foam tape, the greeting sentiment and the clear dewdrops. The dies I've used are John Next Door JND 373, which are the large loop squares. If I open the card up, I can go through and show you exactly which ones are which. So these are the lovely JND large loop squares. The stitch flower, which I will go through, they're all in your little envelope with the leaves and the gems. The Michaelmas edges, which I have cut all round your next mat, and then the circle I've also used the lovely edges on there. You may have a different sentiment, as for some unknown reason this came off an A4 sheet of stamps. I cannot find it. I have hunted high and low, but it'll turn up when I'm not looking for it. But I've put a similar sentiment on, and I'm just going to show you what else you could do. Oh, sorry. That's because I've had to move down. Everything's in the way. But you can also use different patterns. When can I get it out of the envelope? This was an odd one. On this one, I used the lovely little star pattern, and you can use anything on these. So I thought, well, just show you that it can be done with using other things. Right, I'm just going to put those out of the way and we'll get started. So I'm just going to pop that to one side, and I'm going to open up the envelope because first of all we need to colour the flowers. I'm hoping this comes out okay because I'm actually using a wireless remote for this. It's my daughter's. I borrowed it, so if it works I'm going to get one myself because it means I don't have to keep reaching up onto the top of the camera. Whoops. Just get my things to a side. So these are your lovely little dewdrops. These are the craft artist ones, and they're beautiful. These are glass. They're lovely. And the lovely shadow leaves, which are JND 387, the shadow leaves, so they're beautiful as well. You've just got two large and a small one of those. And then these are the beautiful stitched leaves, stitched flowers. You can see them, they're really beautiful, the stitch line. And when we colour them, they really are lovely. I'm sorry if you keep hearing dripping water, but it's at the side of me. It's in a bucket. Well, it's not a bucket, but it's a tub. And I've got it stuffed with kitchen roll, but it's still making a noise. Right, so I am using Distress Ink Weathered Wood. That is the closest to the shade of card that I'm using. And I'm just using a little dauber. I'm going to start and just make sure you can all see, just tipping the edges all the way around. I say, I hope that the dripping water doesn't disturb you a lot. But as I say, I've tried to pack it with kitchen roll, but it's still making a noise. And then I'm just doing a little circle in the middle. So, whoops, you can see there. Pop that to a side. So if I bring the card up, you can see how I've done the leaves, the petals on there. You'll have a lot more petals than you need, so you'll be able to use them for a different card. So I'm using only 3 actually of these for the flowers, but if you want to use more, go ahead. It'll be nice to see the variation that you come up with. You've got the products there to use, so, or you can use it on another card. The leaves are done in bear with me a moment. They are done in the lovely grey card, the Craft Artist grey card, Dove Grey I think it's called, and it's beautiful. So I'm just going round. I won't do all of them because I only need 3 of these actually. I think I've done the wrong one there, but never mind, it'll do for another time. So I think then I just want 1 of each size. So just working around them. Don't know what your weather's like, but it's appalling here. We didn't get snow, we just got rain, and it was awful, absolutely dreadful. I'll just pop those out of the way, and all I'm going to do is, bear with me while I just get I'm going to just ease the petals, just gently. Doesn't want a big curve on them, just a little bit. I'm just using the back of my tweezers. Oops. And just use these. It's a really pretty flower, is this. I use this a lot, and it goes beautiful with the shadow leaves. Just get, oops, excuse me while I reach over and just get those. And I'm now just going to pop a little bit of glue in the middle. Doesn't want a lot. And so I'm using the Craft Artist glue. And then I'm going to offset the petals. I'm just going to press down in the middle, just gently, to give it a chance to hold. And put another little bit on. And put, get that one in. And leave that there. I'm going to leave that to dry while I go on to the rest, because I'll need to put the gems on later. So we'll now go on and start and put the card together. So, oops. It's entirely up to you whether you do it with a side fold or a top fold. I'm afraid I've got into doing them with a top fold because they stand much better. So mine will be a top fold, but it's entirely up to you which way you want to do yours. So first of all, oops, let me just put my lid back on this for now. I better just move that out of the way before water gets into it. I thought we'd solved it, but I'm going to just run some ink, not ink, listen at me, some glue around the edge. And I'm using the Craft Artist tacky glue, and it's, as I say, it's up to you, but always make sure that you use a good dry clears glue, and don't flood your card. What I like about the Craft Artist, there's very little water in it, so it doesn't warp your card. So that is the base of the card. Now going to pop the lovely loop squares on. You don't need to put glue around the loops, just put the glue on the inside of the loops. Just make sure you've got some in the middle to just hold it. And that just sits nicely into the middle like that. Make sure it's pressed firmly down. Just pop that to a side, and you will all have your foam tape. I think I need to put my teeth back in today. Already cut, and all you do is work very, very gently. I'm getting dripped on. I do apologise for the noise. If you find that these little bits come out, don't worry. Some of them tend to do just on the corners. It doesn't affect your card. So just work all the way around, just on this outer edge. And I just run one straight across the middle just to support it. Put those to a side. She'll want it again in a minute. And get my... And I just turn back. Well, actually, for these, we can pull all this tape off because it's a lot easier. I like to put a little bit of glue on so it's easier to take all the tape off, all the backing off the tape, should I say. And oops, move that there. Pop some dabs of glue just around the tape to take off the static. It'll stop it grabbing onto your card, and if you should need to move it, it will give you the opportunity of moving it. Making sure you've got your fold where you need it, and that then just goes nicely into the centre of there. And so that just balances nicely, it leaves a lovely border round. So we're now going to work on the circle. Now it's entirely up to you whether you do the same as me or whether you do it in strips across, but I do John's trick and I actually curl my tape round, take the backing off. Oops. But I'm just hoping, I had a horrible feeling that I maybe didn't give you the foam tape for this. If I haven't, I do apologise. You could just literally put this on completely flat. It won't take anything off the final appearance. And again, just put a piece of tape across the middle. If I have missed your foam tape out for this, I do apologise. And again, just take the backing off. But if you're sticking it down, just stick it straight down onto your card. Depends on whether or not you're wanting to post your card. If you do, obviously, you will be aware of the depth of your card. So just making sure that you've got your lines going in the right place, and use your actual lines on your card just to get it positioned. So as you can see there, we've got that position nice and central. So the next we want to do is position the leaves. If you notice, you've got two sets of leaves, of big leaves. They go in alternate directions. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to give them a little bit of a shape. I'll just move my flower off. Move them off and put them back into the envelope. Use them for another card. Whoops. throwing everything away. Just pop them back into there, out of the way. I'm just going to take my ball tool and just making sure that I've got them on the right side. You'll be able to feel. Just run your ball tool just round. If your ball tool's sticking, just rub it in your hair. It just has, it tends to just put a little bit of grease on to help. Might actually get a bigger ball tool on that one. You don't want a lot, just a little bit, just to give it a little bit of a shape. Now, I use a pin flare under these. It's entirely up to you whether you want to put pin flare or whether you want to put foam pads. I'll put one on with pin flare and one on with foam pads, so you can see the difference. You don't need a lot, just like that. So just move my flower out of the way. So I've positioned mine going that way, entirely which way you want. You may want to curl them outwards, but I'm just going to put the little one just in this bit here. So that is the one I'm going to put on first, and I'm just going to put that on first with some dabs of glue. And get my tweezers and just balance that just on the edge there. So the first one I am putting on, which is the one that will go at the top, I am putting that on with foam pads. And I say they're just little foam pads, so it's just enough to just give it a bit of a support. And I'm only putting them on the bigger leaves. Once you get to the little ones, it doesn't matter so much. Doesn't want to come off, doesn't that one? If you don't want to shape the leaves, that's entirely up to you. So I'll leave them bottom ones there and just take off, oops, take off the backing. Oops. And again, I'm just going to run some glue just on these bottom leaves and just dabbing a bit on the stems. So again, balancing it with my tweezers. Just going to balance that so that is balanced nicely like that. So this next one, let's pop the lid on that, I am going to put on with pin flare. I'll come a bit out that's stuffed in the middle. And again, just a dab in the middle of the leaves. It doesn't want a lot. It's only enough to just hold it. You're not wanting it very deep. Whoops. Pop that out. Just put a dab of glue, as I did on the others, just on the bottom ones. Oops, and odd bits just on the stems. So again, balance that. Oops. Like that. Just got a little bit of glue on there. And then we're going to position the lovely flower. That you can put on with glue because it's dried now. So I'm going to pop this, put a nice splodge of glue on. Pop that in the centre there. And we're now going to put some of the lovely gems on. As you can see, you don't need, there's no fixed place, just dot them around. One in the centre of your flower and then just dot the others around. Excuse me. And whoops, what I want to do is make sure that they're all flat side down before I put them on. I love these gems, they're beautiful. Just get my other glue. Whoops. Spilt glue over there. So first of all, whoops, can you see? A nice dab in the middle of your flower, and then I'm just going to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I might put one here. 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Whoops, let's get one more. And 6. So as you can see, it just finishes your card off nicely. It has been a fairly short video as this, but what I want to do is I just want to, while you're looking at both the cards that have been the original one and the one that we did first, I just want to go and get something to show you what the next kit is. Just bear with me one moment. Oops, I will when I can find it. What have I done with it? Sorry about that, I thought I had it to hand, but it's the Boundless Journal done by Paula Pasquale, and I've put it on as a kit because it's something different, and that will come out early to mid-March, and then there'll be another lovely one. It's the Stitch Flowers, but it's a circular easel card that I plan to do, and that will come out the first week in April. That to tide you over until I get back from my holidays, which is on the 1st of May, so your May kit will be a bit later in May. So I hope you've enjoyed making this card, and please don't forget, share your makes. Thank you very much, and bye for now.